All right, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nolan. Thanks for joining us. Got another exciting basketball take for you today. We're talking NBA. We're building into the start of the NBA season. The regular season is coming up later this month, so better go through all the interesting takes, all the news from the offseason, all the projections. And one of my favorite teams to look at, not just me, I think everyone this offseason, is looking at the San Antonio Spurs, who have made some huge moves. Number one being Gregg Popvich, their all time coach who's been there forever, is now gone officially. Last year they had an interim head coach. Now, he's officially gone. I saw that he was with the team, but that's a big change for them. And I don't know. I think they're the most fascinating team of the offseason. Obviously, it all starts with their superstar, Victor Wembanyama, Wemby, who, if reports are to be believed, is still growing, grew over the offseason. No longer 7'3", now listed at 7'4". So fun to watch. I mean, he's obviously a giant and so long. He can probably dunk without jumping. I mean, he's just right at the rim. Incredible length. Like, everything starts with him. Last season, you'd have to say a little disappointing. Had the injuries. I think it was blood clots or something like that ended up shutting him down. The Spurs went 34-48 last year. They were 12th or 13th in the West. Not very good. I mean, they had a lot of expectations. And again, they have a ton of expectations this year. I think a lot of people are predicting them to make the playoffs. I'm not going to go through my predictions just yet, but I think they'll be a play-in team. I still would have OKC, of course, ahead of them, the Rockets, the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Warriors. So they're kind of in that middle tier with the Kings, the Mavs, the Grizzlies, the Spurs. I think those are kind of the play-in teams, bottom of the playoff type teams. Obviously, if Wemby is healthy and takes a jump, then of course they could be a top 6 team in the West, but I don't really see it. I don't see them as true contenders yet. I think they are going to be a play-in team. I think they'd improve on winning 34 games from last year. I think they'll go over that, but how much more? I'm not really sure. To me, and like I said in a previous video, it's football season. Everyone's talking about the NFL. They remind me of the Chicago Bears in the fact that a ton of people were talking about the Chicago Bears all offseason. And, could they take a step? Caleb Williams, a number one pick. Wemby, a number one pick. Supposed to be a generational guy. Both of them were supposed to be generational talents. And to me, it's just, I don't see them as contenders. Some people who do this for a living, way better than me, predicted the Bears would make the finals. I haven't seen anyone predict the Spurs will make the finals, but they kind of remind me of the Bears in that everyone has been talking about them all offseason. What can Wemby do? He's still growing. He's still getting better. For somebody his size, I think he's got to be the tallest guy in the NBA. Marjanovic is not in the NBA anymore, who I think was 7'3" or 7'4" also. But he was 290 pounds. Wemby is probably only 225 pounds, something like that, 220. And so he's going to get beat up. He's going to miss some games. I just think at his size, it's going to be hard for him to play 82 games. And the Spurs really need him. Now, they did make some great offseason moves, I think. They got deeper. They have more depth. They have more bigs. They can play a few different ways. So I do like the team. I think they're going to be fun to watch. But I still see him as kind of a play-in team, not really a true contender. But the starting lineup is going to be interesting. De'Aaron Fox is going to start at the 1. He might not start the season. I think he's injured. So the number 2 pick in the draft is Harper. Dylan Harper is going to be their backup point guard. They signed Fox to that extension, and I don't know. I don't really see these two ever playing together. Like, could you play Fox, Harper, and Castle? I don't think so. I think that's too small. Castle, can he play the small forward? Maybe, but I don't think those guys ever play together. So you took the number 2 pick, but then you also gave De'Aaron Fox an extension. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense there. I'm not sure what the plan is, but Fox will start at the 1 with Harper backing him up, I think. Castle will be there too. I like Castle, super athletic. Will he ever be able to shoot it well enough to be a great 2? I'm not sure, but I think like Neesmith and Nembhard for the Pacers, he could be that role in which he defends everybody, super athletic, can pick up full court, and then if he gets hot and makes some shots, he's going to be a huge nightmare in a playoff series. I mean, or in any game, if he's hitting shots, obviously he can slash, obviously he can score in transition. I mean, he's super athletic. I like him as a player. Then you got 3, your scorer, Vassell, I think will start at the 3. Maybe if they go big, Harrison Barnes, but I don't think Harrison Barnes can play the 3 anymore. I think most teams see him as a power forward. So will he start at the 4? I don't think so. I think they'll go with Sohan. Jeremy Sohan will start at the 4. Maybe Harrison Barnes, depending on matchups. Obviously, Barnes shoots it better. Sohan has maybe more size, more point guard skills, probably a little better in transition. Harrison Barnes, more IQ player, makes some shots, slasher, toughness, veteran, leadership, things like that. So I think they'll both be in the rotation. Obviously, we get to the center. It's Wemby. Wemby's going to start at the 5. They're going to try and keep him healthy. How long can he play? But he does have a chance to be definitely an all-star this year. I mean, people are talking about MVP. I don't see it for this year. I don't think he has the ability to guard on the perimeter yet that well. Obviously, for his size, he moves incredibly well. You know, you can see clips of him blocking shots from all different bigs across the conference. I mean, across the league, basically. Like, he can alter shots. He can play down low. His size, his length. But still, when you look at like Chet Holmgren, I still think Chet for OKC defends on the perimeter better than Wemby. Maybe he'll take a step forward with his perimeter defense this year. But I don't know. I don't think guards, when Wemby switches onto him, obviously they think he's going to alter my shot. He's going to change it. But I think they still think I can get by him. I can get him off balance. I could put my arm in his chest and get him. You know, I can kind of get to my spot still. I think that's changing. I think definitely Wemby will be Defensive Player of the Year at some point. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but I just, at this point, I still think if he's on a guard on a switch, that it's still going to be tough for him to defend. I mean, that's with all centers, so we're really nitpicking here. But I think that's kind of the big thing to improve with him. Also, like Jokic and some of the centers in the West scored down low. For being as big as he is, he's not that great, talking about Wemby, with his back to the basket, close to the basket yet. You know, he's great at finishing. He can catch lobs from crazy angles. You know, he can get putbacks, offensive rebounds, run in transition. He does so many things, but giving him the ball and asking him to score on centers with his back to the basket where they can use a forearm and kind of push him out, I don't think he excels at that yet. He's still better at facing the basket. So it will be interesting. I like their depth, though. Keldon Johnson coming off the bench. They've got Cornette as a backup big. Olynyk they signed. They've got a few good guards and wings, and Harrison Barnes, like I said, and Dylan Harper, number 2 pick, obviously super talented. They've got a decent roster. I see them as a play-in team right now, but a team that's one of the most exciting people will talk about. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, like the Chicago Bears. If they go on a losing streak, people will talk about it, be disappointed. If they go on a winning streak, people will say, this team's incredible, they could win it all, Wemby's the man. And I just think people are excited about them. They want to see what the Spurs are going to look like. And to me, they're the most exciting team of the offseason, even though they're going to be a middling team, in my opinion. It's kind of the most exciting average team. He's definitely going to be the Spurs. I think it sucks that they're in the West. They would do much better, I think, in the East. A loaded Western Conference, lots of good bigs. Minnesota's got good bigs. The Clippers, obviously Denver, Houston with Şengün. I mean, I just don't think Wemby is that elite yet, that he's going to dominate the Western Conference. Not yet. But possibly soon. I mean, he's so fun to watch. Just incredible, the size and the length and the things he's able to do, ball handling. I think the Spurs are going to be a must-watch, but probably finish about 9th, maybe 8th or 9th in the West. So let me know what you guys think building into the NBA season. Let me know. Please remember to like and comment your guys' thoughts, what you think about the upcoming season, what the Spurs will do without Popvich, how many games Wemby will play. I don't know, but I'm excited to watch it all. Let me know what you guys think.